Hi, today we see the fundamentals of transistor. We were discussing about diodes in the last classes and how the property features of diode and the most important property of conducting when in one direction only is used for rectification and further through filtration, how we can use the diodes to construct power supplies were looked at in the last unit. Here we consider a transistor, which is an electronic component mainly used for amplification purposes. We have learned several things about transistor in the lower classes. It is actually a semiconductor, just like diode, semiconductor material. If you have two p-type materials with the n-type material in between it, like this. See, we have two p-type materials and an n-type material in between it. Then we have this PNP transistor. And if you have two n-type material and a p-type material in between the two n-type material, we have an NPN transistor. So it is basically a three-terminal device. A diode is a two-terminal device or component. This is a three-terminal component. So we have essentially two diodes here, two PN junctions. See, if you take a NPN transistor or if you take a PNP transistor like this, see, we have a PN junction here between this P and N, and we have another PN junction here, p-type material here, n-type material here. So basically it consists of two PN junctions connected back to back, or two diodes connected back to back. Okay, so a transistor basically consists of two PN junctions formed. So it's basically two PN junctions formed, sandwiching either a p-type or n-type semiconductor between a pair of opposite types. Okay, so we have NPN transistor and PNP transistor, and we can consider, as I said, it can be regarded as two diodes connected back to back. And when we use a transistor in a circuit, what we do is we make one junction forward biased. See, we have two junctions here, as I said earlier. So we make one junction forward biased and the other is reverse biased. Okay, so when a transistor is used in an electronic circuit, we make sure that one junction is forward biased and the other is reverse biased. The forward biased junction, that offers a low resistance path. Okay, that offers a low resistance path, whereas a reverse biased junction offers a high resistance path. Because we know when we consider diode, we know when we forward bias the diode, it easily conducts. And when we reverse bias the diode, it almost does not conduct. Okay, so when you forward bias, it offers a low resistance path because it is it easily conducts, whereas if you reverse bias, it offers a high resistance path. Okay, so weak signal that is introduced in the low resistance path that we will see now, and the output is taken from the high resistance circuit. So for in the transistor, we know we have two junctions, and one junction forward biased, other junction reverse biased. One junction and the signal to be amplified. Basically, transistor is used for amplifying the signal. The signal is introduced in the low resistance path or in the forward biased diode circuit, and the output is taken. Okay, output is taken in the high resistance path. That means the reverse biased diode. Therefore, the transistor transfers a signal from a low resistance to high resistance path. Okay, or from low resistance to high resistance, the transistor transfers the signal. So actually, the transistor, the word transistor is coined from the idea of the transfer of a signal, a weak signal, from a low resistance to high resistance. Transfer, resistance, sister. So we have the transistor, the name transistor here. Okay. The transistor, as we saw earlier, it has got three terminals. Okay, a transistor has three terminals. See, PNP, then this is NPN. The section on one side that supplies the charge carriers. Charge carriers. Charge carriers can be electrons or holes. The section on one side that supplies the charge carriers is called emitter. And the emitter is always forward biased with respect to base, so that it can supply a large number of majority carriers. So when we consider this circuit or this transistor, here we have two or N-type material sandwiched between two P-type materials, and the P-type material on the left, that is left of the N side, N-type material, that is the emitter. And we see that it is forward biased. See, the battery positive is connected to P. So it supplies a large number of majority carriers, holes. The majority carriers are holes, since it is a P-type material, and it is called the emitter. And when you take the NPN, here this is the emitter. Here it is forward biased. See, the negative of the battery. The negative of the battery is connected to N side, so it is forward biased, and it supplies large number of electrons. The majority carriers there is electrons. Okay, so this is what is said here. The section on one side that supplies charge carriers, majority charge carriers, electrons or holes, is called emitter. Emitter is always forward biased with respect to base, so that it can supply a large number of majority carriers. And the collector in the PNP transistor, this section, in the NPN transistor, this section, this is called collector. Okay, it collects the charges. It collects the charges which actually passes through this base. The middle section is called base. This is called base. The charge carriers, holes in the case of PNP transistor, electrons in the case of NPN transistor, pass through the base and reach the collector. Okay, the collector here, and the collector collects the charges. The collector is always reverse biased with respect to base. The collector is always reverse biased with respect to the base, and it simply collects the charge carriers. And the base is the important thing. The middle section which forms two p-n junctions between the emitter and collector is called base. And as we said earlier, base emitter junction is forward biased, so it offers a low resistance path to the emitter circuit, and the base collector junction is always reverse biased, and it provides a high resistance in the collector circuit that we can see here. The collector here, that is reverse biased. See, the P side is connected to negative terminal of the battery, and the collector here is N-type, and it is connected to positive terminal of the battery. Okay, so the base collector junction is reverse biased, and it provides a high resistance in the collector circuit. Base emitter junction is forward biased, and it allows a low resistance for the emitter circuit. Okay. The weak signal is introduced in the emitter circuit, and we take the output in the collector circuit. Okay. Now, some facts about the transistor. Already we have seen the transistor has three regions, namely emitter, base, and collector. Then emitter, base, and collector that we saw. The base is much thinner than emitter. Okay, the base is actually made thinner. So when you consider the thickness of the different layers, the base is taken to be thinner than the emitter and collector. Okay, and so that's about the thickness. The emitter is heavily doped so that it can inject large number of charge carriers. Okay, the emitter is actually heavily doped so that it can supply large number of charge carriers. Okay, then the collector, the base is lightly doped. The base is very lightly doped compared to the emitter or collector, and it's very thin, and it passes most of the charge carriers emitted by the emitter into the collector. So base has to be very thin. Okay, then only the transistor would function as required. The base has to be very thin, so that most of the charge carriers emitted by the emitter simply passes through the base to the collector. Okay, and it is very lightly doped. There aren't much charge carriers in the base region. The collector is moderately doped, and we see the collector, is thicker than or wider than the emitter or base. This is because the reason is, during transistor operation, much heat is produced at the collector junction. Large amount of heat is produced at the collector junction because the collector circuit is reverse biased. It offers a high resistance path. So as current passes, it will produce much heat there. So to dissipate this heat, the collector is made larger or wider than the base or the emitter. Okay, because there the resistance is very large because it is reverse biased. So as current passes, there will be dissipation, and if we do not make the collector wider or larger, it may damage the device. Then the idea is the transistor has two p-n junctions that we have already seen. The junction between emitter and base, that is called emitter diode. It's called the emitter diode. The junction between base and collector, that is called collector base diode or simply collector diode. So we can always consider transistor as two diodes connected back to back. Okay, so we have emitter diode and collector diode. The emitter diode, this is again is always forward biased, whereas the collector diode is always reverse biased. So when we connect biasing battery to the transistor, we always have to see that the emitter diode is forward biased and collector diode is reverse biased. Okay. Also, the resistance of the emitter diode, since it is forward biased, is very small. Okay. So the forward bias applied to the emitter diode is generally very small, whereas reverse bias on the collector diode is much larger because we are applying the reverse bias. So it has to be larger. Then only sufficient current will flow through the collector diode because collector diode is reverse biased. So it has to be much higher. The bias, the reverse bias. So when we look at the battery, we can see where is it? Yes, here the battery. This has to be large compared to this. Here also, we see the reverse bias is large. Okay. Then the transistor action. We would have seen this, or we would have studied this in the our lower classes. See, we are applying the forward bias to this. This is an NPN transistor. So here the electrons are majority carriers, and here we see the flow of the majority carriers. So when you apply the forward bias, the electrons flow in this direction. They pass through the base, and a few electrons will combine with holes in the p-type region, because in the p-type region there are plenty of, it is lightly doped, so there are holes there. So some of the electrons will be combining with holes, and it will be passing like this. And the number of electrons combining with holes is very, very small. So the current that will be very small, and most of the charge carriers will be reaching the emitter here, and the charge carriers reaching the collector. Here the collector passes through the external circuit, completing the circuit. So we have this is showing the arrows show the direction of flow of the electrons, and the current will be flowing in the opposite direction. Conventionally, the direction of current is taken as the opposite to direction of motion of the electron. Okay, so this is the transistor action, or how the transistor is working. Okay. In the case of PNP transistor, there we will have the holes there. So we have three currents here: the emitter current, the base current, and the collector current. And clearly we know IE, that is equal to IB plus IC. Okay, whatever current the emitter is producing, a small part of it will pass as the base current IB. The remaining reaches the collector, and we have the collector current. Okay. This way, we have this relation IE equal to IB plus IC here. This is the direction. Here we see the direction in which the current, the conventional current is flowing. Okay, it will be opposite to the direction of motion of the electrons. And here we have the PNP transistor, and this shows how the current is flowing. From the majority carriers, the holes flow in this direction, and the direction of current is same as the direction of flow of the poles. Okay, so that is shown here, the currents, the base current, emitter current, everything is shown here. Okay, so here VEB, what is VEB? The emitter base voltage. And what is VCB? The collector base voltage. Okay, see the transistor symbols. This is the symbol that we use for a, this is for a NPN transistor. We have this arrow mark here, and that shows this is actually NPN transistor. The collector current, base current, emitter current. So in a circuit, we will be using this symbol to represent the transistor. And here this is the PNP transistor. See the direction of arrow here. Okay. So this arrow that shows the direction in which the conventional current is flowing through the transistor. Okay, so we have the collector here, base here, emitter here. Okay, everything is shown here. So this is how we represent a transistor in a circuit. Okay, so basically the transistor is a 3-terminal device. It has got emitter, base, collector. Okay, the emitter base, that is the emitter diode, that is forward biased. The collector base diode, the collector diode is reverse biased.